Welcome to the first edition of the Captain's Blog of 2026. I'm Dave McDonough, Senior Vice President at Trilogy Financial. On this blog, we try to take what's unnecessarily complicated back here on Wall Street and make it understandable to you on Main Street. Santa Claus rally didn't happen. Market finished flat for the month, but up 16% for the year. And we talked about certain risks coming into 2026. Profit taking in the FOMO stocks, weakness in the labor market, geopolitical risk. Did that happen, or did the positivity continue in the market? Here's your week in review. We came in on Monday with the conflict going on in Venezuela. The market yawned, didn't react, oil didn't move, and quite frankly, the market was up on Monday. But we had labor numbers first. ADP came out during the middle of the week. 40,000 jobs created, below expectations. And just this morning at 8:30, the labor market, the Labor Department came out with jobs created, expecting 70,000. Only $50,000 is created. Now, this is not the too hot, too cold. It's the just right number. What do I mean? This gives the Fed coverage, evidence that the market needs another rate cut, which is exactly what the market is pricing in. We're also seeing that sector rotation. The out-of-favor names are now in favor and vice versa. Where have you heard that before? Just look back 2-3 weeks ago on this very blog. And lastly, today, we are expecting some type of a ruling from the Supreme Court where it comes to the tariffs. Are they not constitutional? How in the world are we going to pay these companies back in these countries? You tell me. That's above my pay grade. But that is certainly a risk going into today's trading session. But as of this morning, the market is up 1% for the year. And here's what to look for next week. Obviously, geopolitical risk is still here. We can start talking about fundamentals. Corporations are coming out with earnings next week, starting with financials. Folks, that's exactly why you invest in the market. Are these earnings going to increase? What will they say for the next quarter to 2 quarters? And does it make sense that this market continue to hit all-time highs? And lastly, the Fed speak. Expect the Fed governors to come out next week and talk down the predictions that they will cut rates. I will say this to you on this blog. I do expect them to cut interest rates, both for fundamental reasons and also political. And I'll leave it at that. Now, here's your personal finance tip of the week. We have 2 great questions from you out there in Flagship Nation. We'll start with Susan from Brant Rock. Dave, what index should I pay attention to if I want to know what's going on in the market? You know, folks, back in the day, it used to be the Dow Jones. That was the market. Well, that's only 30 stocks. Then there's the S&P 500. 500 names gives you a better guide as to what the market is truly doing. But then there's the NASDAQ, tech stocks, Russell, small to mid company names. If you're part of the flagship, you have a piece in each and every one of those. But as of today, basic market S&P 500 for you. Great question, Susan. Paul from the Cape. Dave, you talk about rebalancing and adding, buying on dips. Is that for me? Well, Paul, you're part of the flagship. You're part of Trilogy. We're doing it for you. I'm making those recommendations to those people out there that aren't part of us just yet. So thanks again for checking in. We'll see you next week on the Captain's Blog.